Morning, guys. Keith at Crypto Bullseye, and we've got Jasmy Coin this morning. A Jasmy update is currently trading at 0.018. So we've been following this all across this move, and we said one thing: we were waiting for a pullback, waiting for a pullback. We needed one thing to happen. We needed the stochastic to tell us that we were oversold. We needed to avoid the danger zone, and we needed to put in a higher low, guys. Jasmy Coin's done that, so we're going to look at what conditions need to be met for Jasmy Coin's next move, whether Bitcoin's going to allow that, what's happening to the dominance, whether the conditions are really there for us to get a new push on Jasmy Coin to that next big resistance point. Okay, the conditions on Jasmy Coin, they need to be met. We're going to go through what I need to happen next, what I'm looking for next, what targets that I'm expecting. But one thing, guys, is I'm not a calls group. I'll show you exactly what I'm doing. I'll show you what the risks involved. I'll show you how I'm protecting myself. I'll show you what needs to happen next. And we said in the last video, guys, this wasn't a time to buy. Here wasn't a time to buy. We'd put in a new high. We expected a pullback. So we were talking about the pullback and we've been monitoring the pullback for days and days. How did we know that we needed a pullback? Guys, simple. We're following what everything else is telling us. We're painting a bigger picture. We're looking at Bitcoin. We're looking at the dollar. What kind of move are they giving us? What indication are they showing us that we're going to have more conviction, more confidence in altcoins and higher risk, more speculative assets within the crypto space? So we're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at the dollar. We're going to look at a lot of different things. But first, Jasmy, what does it need to do? We've come back down. We can get rid of this. That's a tick. That's done. So we're going to talk about upward pressure. We're going to talk about downward pressure. And you can see clearly one thing here. We've got upward pressure. We've got upward pressure on Jasmy Coin. There's the low. There's the low. There's the low. Now, what happens here on the stochastic, guys? Oversold, oversold. Now we're oversold again. So we're waiting for another push for Jasmy before it can make its next move. Where's its next move going to be? It's always going to be the previous high, 0.02136. Once you break the high, where's the next move? You've got your 200 daily moving average. So you've got your 200 daily moving average set at 0.02324. So we've got clear upward pressure on Jasmy Coin. That's strength. We'll come back down. We've hit, oversold on the indicator. That's showing strength. What happened the last time? Big pump, new high. What happened the time before? Big pump, new high. So we're breaking through resistance. We're holding support. This was the danger zone. If we invalidated this, sat at 0.01435, that's the time to worry. If we put in a new higher low, once the indicators have come back down into oversold, then that is looking more rosy, guys. So it doesn't mean we're there yet. There's the first resistance point, the 200 moving average. The second resistance, 0.02791. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the smaller time frame. This is the 4 hour. This is going to indicate any short-term break. So you can see we're trying to break now. We've got 49 minutes. If we break and close above 0.01810, then we've got a chance of pushing the previous high. Once we break the previous high, you're looking for a continuation. I've just give you projection levels for continuations. But this is going to be an indication, smaller time frame. Are we going to get a smaller time frame break? That's what I'm looking for. Is it going to hold, guys? We need to look at other markets for that because this is what we need to look for because we've started off the day green. You can see the green bubbles. We started off the day green. You can see Bitcoin is undecided at the moment. Is Bitcoin going to pull back down to this support? If it pulls back down to this support, we need one thing. We need dominance to continue, maintain this lower high, and then bam, bam, bam. That is going to be the biggest sign that we're going to get an alt season soon, guys. Once you start seeing this dominance really dropping hard. We talk about upside pressure. We talk about downside pressure. Who's got the downside pressure? The dollar has clearly got the downside pressure. It's putting in lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So the dollar is bearish. DXY, the strength of the dollar. So USDT dominance, anyone that doesn't know, guys, why do we look at the USDT dominance? That is the strength of the dollar within the crypto market. When you've got strong USDT dominance, that's showing that people are holding stable coins, people are holding USDT, people are undecided and they haven't got conviction to start pushing money into things like Jasmy Coin, which has got upward pressure, by the way. So the dominance has got downward pressure. We need a continuation of the downward pressure. We've got the dollar that's got downward pressure. We need a continuation of that. We've got the DXY, which is the dollar trading against the fiat currencies. That's got downward pressure. And then the last thing that we need to give us upward pressure is this, the strength of Ethereum against Bitcoin. Look at this. We've had this breakout after this big bleed during Bitcoin season. We're waiting for Ethereum season. Within Ethereum season, we get alt season. Ethereum's got strength. It's putting a new high. We're at resistance. We're creating a bull pennant. Ethereum's looking rosy, guys. Once we take out the resistance of 0.02674, then that is going to show signs that things like Jasmycoin are going to start breaking trend. Right. Okay. Let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next. Guys, join the Discord group. It's getting stacked now. There's lots of people in there. Morning to you, mate. ETH up 7%. Let's go, champ. That's good timing. Right. Let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next. I'll see you in the next one.